I, 27 male, think my fiancée, 27 female, might be cheating. Throwaway because friends and family know my real account. Me and my fiancée Sandra have been together for 5 years, engaged for 8 months. Things were going great up until a couple of months ago. My suspicion of Sandra started back in June. I noticed she has become more distant and cold towards me. We talked about it and she says her job is stressing her out. Fair enough. The suspicions began to arise again a month later. I started to notice she would go to work really early and come home late. She tried to brush it off by saying she's working harder towards a promotion, but for some reason I don't believe her. A couple of days ago, I obtained her phone records and it shows that she's texted a certain number hundreds of times during July. I talked to my older brother about this. Pretty much the same thing happened to him with his wife 3 years ago, leaving for work early, coming home late. A ridiculous amount of text messages to one number. Turns out his wife was cheating on him and they got a divorce. By the end of the convoy, I was in tears. I didn't want to believe it, but there is a good chance Sandra is cheating on me. I don't know what to do at this point. I have no concrete proof that Sandra is cheating on me. Only suspicion. How should I approach this? Update. First off, I wanted to thank everybody who commented on my original post. Most of you guys wanted me to call the number Sandra was constantly texting, and I honestly was about to. She came home an hour after I had posted the original post. I was almost asleep by then and I guess she thought I was asleep. She took out her phone and unlocked it. I saw her password. Eventually she fell asleep and I unlocked her phone and searched the number on her phone. The number belonged to some guy named Jeff and the text messages were extremely sexual. Some examples. From Jeff, I love the way you bounce when we fuck. From Sandra, I love it when you go down on me. Those were just 2 examples of the sexts between them, but there was a hell of a lot more. I screenshotted a ton of them and sent them to myself. At this point, I was done with her. I confirmed that she was cheating on me. So I decided to snoop some more and look through her photos. They were a couple of photos of her kissing and cuddling with some guy, who I assume is the same guy she's been cheating on me with. Of course, I also send those photos to myself. But what threw me over the edge was a video of her. I assume one of her friends were recording this, giving some guy head. I almost lost it and woke her up to confront her, but I calmed down. Of course, I also sent the video to myself. At this point, I went for a walk for nearly 2 hours. Mind you, this is the middle of the night and the area I walk through isn't the safest of areas. Still, I didn't care. I was so angry. Eventually, I calmed down enough and went back to our place. I slept for maybe 3 hours and woke up. I printed off some of the sexts and photos and waited for her to get up. She finally got up at about 6 a.m. When she finished eating breakfast, I slammed the text messages on the table. She looked at me with horror. She started crying and shaking. I took the engagement ring from our dresser and walked out. I came back a couple of hours later and she wasn't there. I called my landlord and told him we wouldn't be renewing our lease. I told her I was moving out and to never contact me again. I packed all my shit and moved in with a friend. So yeah, that's it. She was cheating on me and I'm done with her. She's been blowing up my phone begging for a second chance, but she's not getting one. Too long didn't read, Sandra is a cheating bitch. She can go F herself.